Today, I'd like to highlight a case of a very strange disappearance. Krista Daniel was 42 when she went missing from Detroit, Michigan, USA. She was a mother of 5 young children, with the oldest being 17 and the youngest being 2. Her husband died a month earlier. Krista worked at a restaurant at the time, but she aspired to move into nursing. Her family said that Krista was intelligent and kind-hearted. Krista was last seen in the area of 8 Mile Road and I-75 Service Drive on the 22nd of April. She was reported to be in a good mental and physical condition. She last spoke with her mother, Terry Daniel, at about 7:20 p.m. Terry sent a family friend to meet up with Krista at Ola's, a party store, to lend her some money. She was supposed to come home on foot after that. Krista was last seen at around 7:30 p.m. as she was leaving Ola's, a party store. After she came out of the store, Krista crossed the westbound lanes of 8 Mile heading towards Hawthorne. She was last seen at around 7:45 p.m. The police believes that Krista was assaulted, possibly shot, and thrown into a trunk of a car. This was stated by a lot of eyewitnesses who came forward after it was announced that Krista went missing. There isn't a lot of info available on Krista's story. Unfortunately, which is strange, she was allegedly kidnapped right from the street of a large city during fairly early hours. I imagine Detroit is busy at any hour of the day, and nobody seems to know who did it and why. Kidnapping someone like that is pretty brazen. Not to mention that Krista was assaulted only about 15 minutes after she parted ways with the family friend and started going home. To me, that means that the kidnapper was either following her or that they were waiting in ambush, and Krista just happened to be the first woman walking on foot that happened to be there, making her an easy target. I think that the big question in this case is if Krista was targeted or a victim of a crime of opportunity that can help us narrow down the reasons as to why Krista was attacked. Terry says that she doesn't know why someone would want her daughter dead. The full quote is below. This means that Krista didn't have any enemies, criminal ties, or outstanding debts, or at least any that her mother would know about. That doesn't mean that Krista's life was simple and easy. Her husband died a month earlier, and now she was left with 5 kids below 18, which would take a toll on anyone. It's possible that Krista turned to drugs to cope, or she did something that would put her on the radar, something that would put dangerous people on her trail. I'm not saying that to put Krista in bad light, or to judge her, it's just my speculation. She was in a difficult moment in life, and it's possible she made some risky choices in her state. Something about the brutality of this crime just doesn't sit right with me. For a moment, I wondered if Krista might have been attacked because someone wanted to rob her. Perhaps they saw that she got money from the family friend, so they thought that they might be able to easily take it from her. But then why not only assault her, but also shoot her and pull her into a car? Robberies can turn violent, sure, but rarely to that degree. No witnesses say anything about any attempted robbery either. I feel like this had to be something personal, but the only things I can come up with is money/debts, or someone who wanted Krista dead for personal reasons, someone who absolutely hated her guts. We don't know anything about Krista's enemies from what little we know. It seems like she was an average mother working in the restaurant industry to support her family. She was recently widowed, so a spurned lover seems unlikely. I feel like the most likely reason is money, as it often is. Perhaps Krista borrowed money from a loan shark, or had a debt at the wrong person, and that's why she was killed. She just wasn't paying her due. There is a small chance that Krista was kidnapped by someone completely random. Of course, she could just be in the wrong place at the wrong time and crossed paths with a crazy man, but I'd say that's unlikely. It's so bizarre to me that, apparently, there was quite a lot of witnesses who saw Krista being kidnapped, and yet there are no descriptions of the alleged kidnapper that I could find. There's just nothing, not even basic things like estimated height and weight, race, rough description of clothing, no info about the car, just nothing. I don't know how is that even possible. Could nobody say absolutely anything about a man who was just seen attacking a woman and dragging her into his car? Or does the police not want to release that info for some ridiculous reason? If not for the fact that it's the police saying that Krista was kidnapped in these strange circumstances, and it's not just a local rumor or the family's theory, I would think that it's a hoax. To this day, Terry is doing what she can to get any justice for her daughter. She spoke during a Crime Stoppers event focused on combating gun violence in Detroit, asking the public for any tips about her daughter's case, but also highlighting other local missing people whose cases have went cold and need new leads. Terry says that she doesn't know why someone would want to kill her daughter. In one article, she said that she doesn't know if she owed him money, whatever it was drug-related. I'm not sure. Sick. Something about this quote feels off to me. I think it's the whatever. I think that it was supposed to be whether. And it's interesting that she called Krista's murderer he. I wonder if she said that as a reflex, or if she actually has a suspect in mind and knows that it's a he. Terry says that she knows that there are people who know more about Krista's disappearance, but that they are afraid to speak up. She and her other daughter are currently raising Krista's 5 kids. Terry doesn't believe that Krista is alive anymore and just wants to know where her daughter's body is so that she could bury it, and that Krista's children had a place to mourn her. Terry says that she had eyewitnesses tell her that Krista simply isn't alive anymore. Krista Daniel was 42 when she went missing, making her about 46 now. She's a white woman, 5 feet 4 inches, 64-inch/163 centimeters, and 130 pounds, 59 kilograms. Her hair was gray or partially gray and pulled into a ponytail, and her eyes are green. She has a mole on her left eyebrow, a scar on her right arm, and a linear scar on her abdomen. She has a tattoo saying Charlie on her ankle. Krista was last seen wearing blue jeans and a teal winter coat. If you believe that you have any info regarding Krista's case, contact the Detroit Police Department at 313-596-1800, case number 204-240-194. Resources in description box. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, giving it a thumbs up, and leaving a comment below. Your support means a lot to us and helps us create more content. See you in the next video.